So one of the things that's important to note, Optimizely, which is a company that does a lot of like split testing type stuff, they produced a report that said only 10% of split tests that are being done are beating the controls. And looking extensively at the data in our ecosystem, we find that's true. So the first thing we have to start with is there's a challenge in A/B testing, which is that a lot of the tests that are being run are not winning. And I think there's a couple fundamental reasons for that. The first is that when people think about A/B testing, it often is a couple people get together, they throw out their opinions. I like this thing. I like this thing. Hey, did you see this competitor over here? They have this cool element on their site. Let's do this. And there's a lot of guesswork. And it starts very much from this kind of ad hoc perspective. And so one of the first things that I think is really important when you're thinking about split testing is to have a very focused intent, very focused goal. And so what I mean by that is when you look at, say, your pricing page, don't approach your pricing page and say, hey, our conversion is at X percentage and we want to get a lift. It's not high enough. So let's go look at let's go look at what this competitor does and let's go see if we can steal it and put it here. And then let's go maybe add this other thing. That's being done in a way that isn't focused on a unified reason by which all the changes are happening. So instead, let me propose an alternative. You look at heat mapping on your page and you see that a lot of people, they start on the fold, but then they're scrolling down quickly. They don't stick on the fold. They scroll down quickly. They scroll down. They go all the way down your page. When I see that, my thought is there's something that they want that they're not getting, right? They're searching for it. They didn't find it in the first fold. Now they're going down to the next element. Now they're going down to the next element. So if that is what I observe, I'm going to build a series of tests. Everything that I look at, everything that I want to try to optimize or test, I want to boil back to this simple principle of how do I get people to stay more on the fold? How do I get them to engage in that first frame with my pricing plans? So I'm going to be implementing changes, like maybe I'm adding some reassurance text because maybe they're trying to find out, is the trial actually free? Is there a credit card required? They want to know that and they don't know that right now. Maybe they're trying to figure out like which one of these plans makes sense for me. They're trying to get a little affinity and they're not getting that right now. I'm going to implement a series of changes that all are tied back to that unified variable set. Unified variable set essentially means that the changes we make are tied to a single objective that is based on the core problem.